All right, we've started.
Yeah,
Okay.
fuck it. Fuck. Spreading bullshit, whatever the cause. But the translation still lost. By far the worst. so the worst. So hard.
The worst it's ever been.
Wow.
I think my solo might have said it, bro. I don't know.
I'm still in sound check mode because we kind of just jumped into it, and now I'm like, I want to go back and listen to that right away.
That sounded so
But
horrible.
I'm never going to hear that because I never listened to it again.
Yeah, good for you, man. You're
You
lucky.
should at least go back and hear that song. I
definitely
don't know. I
will.
think you guys will like it more on the second time around. I think it's too real for you.
It's just one of those things that this one is not better live. It's the exact opposite.
Before we get any further, this is Translation Lost Podcast. We watch foreign language movies with no subtitles and then talk about them.
Except, no, we don't.
Not this week.
Not on the 0.5 episode.
This is the 0.5 episode where I get drunk usually. Dara doesn't drink, but we've brought in the muscle.
No, it's
We've
me. I'm the muscle. I like to introduce myself. I'm the muscle. People call me the muscle because of my immense strength and good looks. I think.
Good looks?
I don't know. I've never asked anybody. I've just assumed.
You've got a very muscly face.
Yeah.
It's Finn.
Psycho Finn.
You might, yeah.
Yeah.
Psycho Finn.
Psycho Finn. Remember Psycho Finn? Remember the guy who wrote those really weird emails? He's sitting right here.
Prepared to listen to this and be like, that guy's not really a psycho.
I've been worried about that. When I read all those emails, I feel like that's like not. It's not really.
Which reminds me, as we're talking, I have not even set up the fucking email thing yet.
Oh, wow.
Oh shit! Do you have an email?
Because, yeah, we do have emails this week.
But Brian can't seem to remember the fucking
I
password
swear to
for
God,
the iPad.
I've never
not my
seen.
iPad.
I've never seen Joe Rogan take out an iPad mid fucking podcast and fail to open it for like a minute straight.
Finn and Dara is here. We have 2 other people now, not just one other person. So you can fill time while I do this.
Oh, right.
Also,
okay.
Finn, you gotta pour 2 shots.
Alright, we did.
Because this is a drinking episode.
And that means I have to pour myself this shot of Monster.
And it's funny how this is a drinking episode, but I drink on every episode.
You drink on every episode, but you're both.
Brian's a fucking alcoholic.
I think it's worth stating that like both Brian and Finn are fairly drunk going into this one already.
No.
Yeah, so
I
wait.
think
So
we're
like
buzzed.
just to give some context, me and Brian have killed maybe 3 beers and we're most of the way through a fort right now. And me and Dara just went for a walk. So
Yeah. So
So,
Finn
bit of
got
fresh air.
that fresh air to
got
kind
all that in me.
I was very
Yeah.
tempted to take an extra shot while you were gone, but I didn't.
Okay, so this is my
It would
shot
have been
glass.
snaky as fuck.
Yeah, there's 3 shot
Dara
glasses.
has a shot glass for his
Hey, my
energy
Monster.
drink.
Dara's taking a shot of Monster because he's a
The
loser.
doctor.
The doctor, yes.
Yeah.
Baby, the doctor's in session. Is that what they say?
No,
No, it's not what they
no,
say.
not at all.
What did they say?
They didn't say the doctor is in.
Yeah, the doctor's in.
Yeah. Or the doctor will see you now. I think that's what you were
the
going for.
doctor's inside you, you know? that could be an expression. Wait, no, it couldn't be. It doesn't mean anything.
It could be an expression for like, oh
Fucking-
yeah, you know when your doctor knocks you out. And
Yeah. Although, if you're wondering how come Brian hasn't said anything, was because he's straight scrolling. He's just scrolling.
I know,
Yeah,
he's just letting
sorry.
us go,
This
and
fucking
we're already
podcast.
going off the rails.
Oh, and we're fucking spiking out. brah.
That's gonna happen
Look how
from
loud
time
we're
to time
getting.
because
Oh,
that's something we should actually clarify.
Actually, just
because
really
people...
quick, while I'm going through this email, I've noticed something.
Okay.
We've been blocked
What?
on Gmail by someone.
By whom?
You remember last week, or we were checking our email afterwards because we saw we had like an extra email,
Yeah.
and it was from someone who said they have a bunch of money in a bank account somewhere,
That's right.
and they wanted us to send them our information,
Our bank details, and
so
they were
that
gonna
they could
hit us
transfer
up.
the money
Yeah.
over because an uncle of mine.
An
died.
uncle of Translation Lost Pod, at gmail.com. Translation Lost Pod's uncle.
Really, this is
passed away.
a 1 in a million chance that this happened. So I replied with, "Would you like to be on our podcast? Sub for sub," and then they blocked us.
Oh,
So I had to check our
forgot all
spam
about
folder
that.
because I wasn't sure if you had sent an email, Finn, because I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I didn't put it in there.
My
That
my
it
email's
showed
went
up
to the
there.
spam.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, let's take this
Yeah,
shot.
well, look, before we do, I don't want to brag, but I can't help but notice my
Your
shot
shot
is
is a lot more
considerably more
Yeah,
full.
come on.
All right, okay. Let's fucking
Let
let's
me
juice
pour.
up these shots.
We should have filmed this episode really.
Yeah,
Man,
we should.
Don't even get me started on that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sizzle. We'll get back to it.
Okay.
Sizzle.
Okay.
We'll
We'll
Okay.
get back to it.
All right, boys.
Kampai.
I was gonna say Translation Lost Podcast.
I was
Okay,
gonna
well,
say
that-
kampai because it's a different language.
What the fuck does that
what
mean?
does it
though?
mean,
What
bro?
are you
Japanese
talking
for cheers.
about? All right, fuck you. Man.
Fucking
Let's take
consider.
shots.
Should set cheers.
Ah. That's a shot of rum, by the way. Captain Morgan specifically. This podcast is sponsored by Captain Morgan's.
This is it really?
Yeah.
Get the drank in your tank. I'm pretty sure that's
They
their
told
slogan.
us to say that, and they actually said if you don't say that, we're gonna kill your mothers.
The captain.
So
the captain
Captain
is gonna
Morgan's
come to the
Captain Morgan's are incredibly violent with their advertisements, and they'll go way for
He
it.
came. No. They said we're gonna stick the captain on you.
Man,
Yar.
I don't know if you got this right. I got a text from Captain Morgan's after we started planning this episode saying they just text me my ma's address saying nothing else. I swear to fucking God, they fucking did that. Man.
Right.
And then they just said like 2 weeks later, just a second message saying rape and just rape.
Whoa.
I swear to God, man, fucking.
Do we need to cut that?
No,
Nah,
leave that.
whatever.
No, but we'll get back to the cut. We should explain. We haven't actually really explained, right?
Oh yeah, we're back. By the way, we've been gone for like quite a while.
Yeah, that was a thing. But look, to explain first of all, usually we talk about a movie, but fucking a few weeks back on the 11.5, what should have been the 12th episode.
Should have been the 12th
we couldn't
episode.
watch a movie because there was a party going on, and Brian got insanely fucking drunk, and so did Ali. And
You
we
can
just
go listen
chatted.
to it.
Yeah.
I haven't yet because
So
I
that's-
haven't worked up the courage.
So instead of that being episode, episode 12, it's episode 11.5, and we decided we're gonna keep doing them because they're great
Because
crack.
they're fun. Every it's night. Like especially with this week coming into this, like where it's Saturday and you're like, oh, I gotta do the podcast, which is not like to say that every week I'm going in like, oh, we gotta do the podcast.
Yeah.
But it's nice every couple of weeks to just have that like, oh well, we don't have to watch a movie tonight, so it's way more like relaxing on us. The episode's probably gonna go out a little bit sooner than it would normally.
Honestly, if I had to watch a movie tonight,
Yeah.
I think it might have killed me. Because we were at Electric Picnic last weekend, Finn and I,
Got a
and
little bit of that post-picnic blues.
yeah,
still left
just
in us.
yeah. You know, it's a hard adjustment back into the real world.
Yeah.
You know?
So I feel like that's a pretty good place to go from here.
yeah.
You should probably start with your week because you did a lot fucking more than I did.
Oh fuck me!
You went to Electric Picnic.
I did go to Electric Picnic. I feel
And
like
Finn
I
did
did.
too.
I did quite a few things before that, but I can't remember any of them. So let's talk about Electric Picnic.
There you go.
Yeah. So I went. First of all, I went to Electric Picnic on the Friday after work when I finished
Fucking
work.
Spike on that after. I'm so angry right now.
After work, it was horrible, man. After work at 6 o'clock, my granddad dropped me up to Stradbally, and then I stayed and saw fucking Churches and Versatile and Kendrick, who were all amazing, and we'll talk about them. But then I
Yeah, sure.
had to get up on Saturday morning
Yeah.
and go to work again. So I had to wake up at Electric Picnic at like 7 a.m.
Oh, what
and
the fuck?
walk
You were working
out.
on Saturday?
Yeah, man. I had
Oh.
to leave Electric Picnic to go to work. Yeah, so that was fucking horrible. And
Oh,
then,
it's such a good thing you don't drink then.
I know, yeah,
if you had to get up on a hangover. Oh.
Man, but I swear to God, I was still dead, like, because we'd been like
you
just
would be, 'cause it's
dancing
Electric
into the
Picnic,
night,
and you're going
you
nuts,
know,
yeah.
it was fucking, and you know, like then whatever amount of time I did sleep, I was in a tent surrounded by
Yeah.
like 20,000 other people with fucking amusement rides going off in the background and stuff. Like you can't get it an actual sleep.
There's a burp.
That was beautiful. Finn
Finn went and got 2 more beer. Finn is playing it fast and loose here. This guy, he's not
I'm a little bit nervous.
a podcast veteran,
No.
but he is a maverick.
This is why he wanted to be on the outside of the couch, so you could just go up and make beer runs. But yeah, and then after that, when I finished work on Saturday at like 3, and then I went back out to Electric Picnic, stayed there until Sunday night at probably like 5 a.m. when I took down my tent, packed up all my shit, and went home so that I could go to my dad's wedding the next day. So that's what I did over the
Jesus
course of that weekend. and I've complained about it so much. I'm not even going to.
Yeah.
Now let's just talk about how great Electric
So
Picnic
yeah,
was.
yeah,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
A picnic. No, I don't even know what to start. What was good about picnic? But
Man.
like I don't want to say some things.
Definitely-
That's all.
I would
Like
definitely stress that you shouldn't
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
say something.
Man,
Like-
you know, like this is a podcast that's going on like half our room from Brian's man down. We're supposed to talk about Electric Picnic in any way at all.
Well, like,
Who did you see?
I
Wait,
think
wait,
a
wait a
good
second. 1 second. I can say this, right? Dua Lipa's titties were fucking out of this fucking world, bro. I couldn't even believe it. I was standing there in disbelief. There were straight women all around me.
Oh.
Can you see Dua Lipa's titties? Oh my god. It was fucking. It was that was a whole new experience for me,
Yeah.
and I don't think I've ever looked at a body part in the same kind of way where it was like most of the show. You know, like I think the second part of the show was just Dua Lipa has some bangers. If I'm being honest, one kiss is all it takes.
Oh yeah, she's
Yeah,
got
like
she's
that's
got some
good
great
life.
songs.
That's
Yeah.
a bit of crack, but like the main part of the show. Oh my god, bro.
Man, can I just say that on the Sunday of Electric Picnic, the day after Dua Lipa,
I heard this. I don't think we should talk.
No, I'm not
about
gonna
it,
go
you
into
know?
all
we
of
can talk
it.
We can talk
No,
about it.
No, we'll leave
no,
out
wait.
that bit. We'll leave out that bit.
You're being crazy right now.
Okay.
You're being crazy right now. That's the best part of the story.
Oh my god.
All right, so
Yeah, it's the best. It
Well,
is.
right.
It is.
So the Sunday picnic, everybody wakes up. Nobody has had any dinner in 3 days.
Me and
Nobody's
Darren are
eaten.
getting far away from the
No,
mic, as
nobody-
if it will implicate us less. I wasn't even there.
Nobody had had a dinner in 3 days. Nobody had eaten anything hot. People barely ate. It was like just cans, and then maybe you just breathe some fresh air into your lungs every now and again.
Yeah.
You know, so fucking everybody was wanting the roast beef, and there was some talk of Dua Lipa and how her tits were out of this planet, you know, and fucking people started talking about where you would want to eat a piece of roast beef, and her pussy seemed like the best place in the end. That's the main thing I'm trying to get to here.
Seemed
is that-
like the golden platter.
Yeah.
On
Okay,
which...
you told that better than you told it to me because you went into such detail when you
Yeah.
were telling me.
No,
That
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, no, this doesn't translate outside of like being there at Electric. It's just not that funny when you're like not at
No,
Electric
it
Picnic.
wasn't supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be appealing. It's
supposed
not
to
even
be
appealing.
delicious, Brian.
Man,
I would
if
much
you
rather
don't
eat
think
some
that's-
lovely roast beef off of a
Man,
plate.
no, like, are you fucking crazy? You didn't see Dua Lipa's tits live in person, bro.
Man, can I
Fucking-
just say, I was also at the Dua Lipa gig. I wasn't really paying attention to her fucking tits because I wasn't with them at that point. I was with
Because
a
you're
bunch of
not a
people.
monster.
Man, that was actually a weird thing. I ran into a bunch of people I know from school who
Yeah?
I never really
Oh,
saw
that's-
eye to eye with, and I ran into them as I was like walking back to the tents because I wasn't going to Dua Lipa. And they saw me and were like, "Let's go, Dara, time to go to Dua Lipa." And then I just went and danced with them for like half an hour. That was really weird.
Partying with a bunch of randoms, though, is one of the best things about picnic.
Oh yeah,
Like, fucking-
absolutely. And you know,
honestly.
it's nice to kind of hang out with people like that and be like, "Hey,
yeah.
see, we don't hate each other still.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no reason to."
Who stood out like in terms of
Musical
musical stuff? Yeah.
Def-
Versatile,
Versatile,
man.
all
Versatile.
fucking way. Versatile stole Electric
They
Picnic
fucking
on the
stole
Friday.
show.
And that's
They-
this is their first Electric Picnic.
No,
is
it's
it?
their
No,
second.
they were there last year.
They were there
Okay.
last
There's
year,
a
but
bigger
they've-
stage this
yeah.
year. And
Yeah, I saw the
fucking-
stage. There was a lot of people in front of me.
Man.
There was the whole about 2 minutes when I was watching Versatile where I was in my brain I was like, if it's not Gucci, I'm not wearing it. And I was like serious about it. I'm making a change in my life. Branded clothes only. Fucking branded clothes only. I was pretty serious about it. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking sell gear too. And make some fucking money on the side.
Just
I
wanna,
was convinced.
Steal some
There was fucking 30,000 people around me all fucking just, if it's not Gucci, I'm not wearing it. And it was convincing.
that's such a he's got like such a goofy like vocal
Yeah.
in that, but it's great.
Yeah,
I love it
yeah,
every
yeah.
time it like hits that in the song. It's really good.
Yeah, they're one of those bands that made their way from parody
did-
to just straight fire.
Did what I said originally did that happen? That one line in particular.
Which?
I just want to chill with the boys.
Oh, yeah,
Did
yeah.
that, yeah.
That was insane. That was like
Because you said
energy of
you
that
said
line.
before
Yeah.
Picnic, you were like,
That's
that's
the
gonna
best
be
bit.
the best part
Yeah.
of Picnic.
Yeah. And fucking, you know what was? I missed it. Like the second where like fucking he was doing that rap, I was so into the rap that I forgot about that, and it was like, I just want to chill with the boy, and I just heard like fucking 30,000 people screaming all around me, and I just like looked over at Darren and was like, I just want to chill with the boys. Just fucking screamed it into his face, even though like the song had gone past that. It wasn't no longer in time at all. Like,
Who else did you see?
That night we saw Kendrick.
Kendrick was
fucking
probably
amazing.
pretty good,
Amazing,
right?
Fucking incredible. Yeah, that was amazing.
Pretty safe to say that he'd be okay at, least, at the very
But man,
least.
fucking, you know, like something happened during fucking.
He didn't get anyone on stage, did he? Cause
there was something that happened during fucking
Versatile.
Versatile that like where, you know, I don't know what was going on, but a couple of us couldn't see that straight. You know, like it was like there was something, I don't know, maybe some bad oxygen in the room, or maybe there was a little witchcraft going on at Electric Picnic. But like, man, shit was crazy. Things were going all over the place. You know, like you would look somewhere and see. You would see, say, a light is over there.
Yeah.
But then you would look away and the light would just keep going with you, you know? Like, and fuck it, the light goes wherever you look.
Are you trying to like roundabout way say?
I'm not trying to say nothing.
You specifically, Finn,
Yeah.
did drugs at Electric Picnic.
I would never.
Because
I
that would be
never-
wild. Who does that?
I would
No,
never say that. And I would
but-
never implicate myself in such things.
Where I thought you were going with that, which I think is also a valid point, is that I think something else happened during Versatile where a lot of people, from what I've read since then, I think people got so on board with Versatile that Kendrick was a letdown for him.
Wow.
And I fucking loved Kendrick.
I loved Kendrick.
I thought it was
And
amazing.
yeah, especially Backseat Freestyle. Because when you just look at all of your friends, every single one of your friends is there going, I hope my dick gets big as the Eiffel Tower, and all of them mean it. Like, they mean it in their face. It's like, man, they all just really are hoping that their dick grows to the size of the Eiffel, and it's a beautiful moment between.
It's not a crazy aspiration to have.
It's
to
not
be
even.
honest.
It's not even a sexual feeling. It's more of just like a brotherly feel, like a camaraderie. We all want our
Oh
dicks
no!
to grow.
What you want is you want everyone's dicks to grow and intertwine,
Yeah.
like the beams of the Eiffel Tower.
There was one night, I will say, for
Unity.
the listeners of the Translation podcast, of which I hope
Translation
Translation lost.
yeah, translation lost. A little bit drunk.
Oh, yeah.
For the listeners of the Translation lost, fucking.
There's still like 2 shots in
I
this.
will point out that there was one night where me and the young Brandster had a stream crossing of sorts. Do you remember this? I think it was at your 21st. We decided to cross streams like a couple of 7-year-olds.
Yeah.
And it was fucking savage, okay? And people.
It was a
since then-
brotherly moment. It was like
since
a
we
moment
did
where
it-
we bonded.
It was something we had joked about for years. We'd all be like, "Oh, do you want to cross streams? I need to piss too." And like we
We didn't go
obviously-
into a bathroom.
No,
Like,
we didn't go to the bathroom. Right?
It wasn't well lit
yeah,
or
yeah.
anything. We
No,
were
look,
outside.
Look, it was all on the up and up. Anyway,
But I saw some
it'd been
things.
suggested for years, but no one really wanted to do it. And then we went and did it. And you know, after that, I suggested it to a bunch of people, but they're all too pussy to want to like, you know, take out our willies together and fucking cross a little stream. But
Yeah.
I didn't see your penis. And I don't think you saw my penis.
No,
And
I didn't see your
and that's what
penis.
people don't understand. When you want to just cross streams with your brother, that's okay to do, as like kind of a bonding, and brings you closer together. And it's like it's funny. You know, you don't expect to do it. You know, like it's a good. It impacts your night in a positive way, and you don't see each other's members. And look, nothing gets sucked in the end. It's gonna be okay.
I feel like the way the direction you're going with this.
Yeah.
Is tonight the night that we Three Musketeers it?
Oh my god, the triple stream. If we can get a triple stream going, we need to video it from just the stream, not the dicks, but from just the stream, and put it at the end of this podcast.
Oh,
That's a beautiful idea right there.
that's a pretty beautiful ending, but I don't think YouTube would allow it.
No, it's just piss.
No, they don't like any of that stuff.
Man.
Friend of the show,
Man,
not friend of the
Here's
show.
what we do. A separate
alcoholic
video.
that I watch on YouTube every now and again.
Yeah.
Okay,
with like,
Shout out.
he's got a bunch of subscribers, but no one ever watches his
Yeah.
videos except for me. I'm always
Right,
there.
Separate video.
He
Separate
got banned
video.
for
we
shitting.
We make a separate video. We make a separate video and upload it.
To
directly-
Translation Lost 2.
No. The same fucking one, and fucking people can see the clip after. You know, it's gonna be genius.
We could do it in a way that someone else films it, and
who else
nothing
is
is shown.
Wait, who's gonna film it?
Well, Ali
Can
could stand
I-
behind
No.
him, like film
Okay.
it.
No, Ali can't film it.
Yeah,
we
that's a
need
good
to
point.
move
Yeah.
on.
Let's move
right
on.
now.
Wait,
Let's
no,
move
wait,
on.
wait, no. I just want to point out that that's silly.
Okay,
That's all.
that's alright. Now we're moving on. So, what the fuck else did we do?
Yeah,
at
what else
Electric
did-
Picnic?
how did we
It's
get
not
on to let's
associated
all
with
cross-
this.
It's really hard.
Let's
to,
all
it's really
cross-
hard to actually talk about anything that we did at picnic.
I just want to point out that conversation went from what did you see at Electric Picnic to no, tonight's the night that we all three of us stand in a circle and cross peace streams.
And my girlfriend's
that's-
gonna stream it.
And that's the 0.5 episode right there. That's what we set out to do with this.
Alright, man. I don't trust you. That's all I'm saying.
Did you see Massive Attack?
Yeah, but there
yes.
was like a lot.
Feel like Massive
there was
Attacks-
a lot of other stuff involved. That was basically just that made it funner. But I don't know what Massive Attack are like. They just made me have a better time at that moment.
I
Because
didn't know
from
much.
what I know of Massive Attack,
Massive Attack are like background music anyway.
Yeah,
Even
I
if you
feel like
listen
it's
to
not
them,
like-
listen to them. They're background.
compared to like Kendrick, who everyone's going to be like, yeah,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
I
Like
got-
Massive
I got-
Attack's
I
going to
got-
be like, "Bleh," and you're
Yeah,
just going to be
yeah.
like, all right, I guess I'm
yeah,
going
it's
to just
basically
lie on the ground
mostly
or
about
something.
dancing and looking at your friends, and then every now
Yeah.
and again you go, ah,
Do you know who we saw though? Russell Howard. And
Oh.
he was fucking
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, comedian?
fucking-
Yeah.
The
The little blondie fella with
we
the
saw
wonky eye.
we
Yeah.
saw Russell Howard.
yeah,
It was
That's
fucking-
getting cut.
yeah, that's getting cut. That's 21 seconds. I'm gonna make a
All right,
note
well
of that.
that's the first.
That's the first of. I'm making notes here of everything that needs to be cut from this episode because that's a thing.
Cool.
But yeah,
If you
he
want us
was-
to talk
And that
about,
was not like you were
Oh,
trying
yeah,
to be
but
subtle, and it wasn't
Yeah,
subtle.
yeah. No. I just wanted you to know that, and now you know
Yeah,
that.
I do know
now
that.
you know that when we saw Russell Howard,
But that's
it was
not-
really fucking funny, bro. That shit was fucking.
That's
hilarious.
not how a podcast.
All right, well that's cool. Look, we cut that shit out.
If there's anything you feel like can't be said on the podcast, just tell me afterwards.
I feel like I'll probably just say it. And
Okay, we're gonna have to cut a lot then.
Yeah.
It'll be okay.
yeah.
We'll manage it.
Right.
Oh, I feel sorry for people, like, because I was talking to Barry Neenan earlier today, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to the next episode." And I was really tempted to send back,
Don't
yeah, don't.
don't look forward to that shit. Man.
Oh man, it is actually it's a while since we did like a normal episode because
It's
Barry
been-
was on the last one.
Yeah, Barry was on the last one. It's been a while. Finn wasn't going to be on this one,
Yeah,
but Dara hit me with a
a last
situation
minute.
arise.
Yeah,
And you
I
know
live,
what?
I live in a different county to this.
Yeah,
So
and you're
I
here.
live in
You're-
Westmead because all these listeners are Irish, probably, right? So I live
Yeah.
in Westmead, and we're in Carlow. So I don't have like a place. Like my parents don't live in Carlow, so I don't have a place.
So you're
be-
staying? No,
Yeah.
but it
So
wasn't.
we're-
It wasn't like a oh fuck now we have to do it. It was like oh good we have
Yeah, yeah.
someone else to drink with on the
And al-
podcast.
and also-
Because our-
is too lame.
Our research rally also
You
just
know.
didn't want to be on the podcast today. So shout out
She
to
is
her.
in the house though.
She is in the
And,
house,
you
but
know,
she
if
didn't
She's
wanna-
reading for a thesis.
If any
Mhm.
listeners have any questions for Ali, they can send them to just translationlostpodcast@gmail.com. but you know, send it to Brian. Say dear Brian, because I mean, you know, if you send it to Dara, that your question is going to take longer. It's going to take longer to get answered.
So anyway,
Yeah,
picnic.
efficient.
Anything else?
Oh, yeah, yeah, fucking. There
You saw
was-
Russell Howard. You got into that for a second,
Yeah,
and then we
Russell Howard
had
was
to cut
hilarious.
something.
Look, there's not much
Wonderfully-
to say. He was fucking
Yeah,
really fucking
yeah,
good.
really
It was
funny.
hilarious.
It's always cool going to see something at the comedy tent at Electric Picnic. I feel like we
Changes
don't.
the vibe for a second.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, we haven't done it every year,
No.
but
It's a recent year thing.
Yeah, it is a recent year thing, but it's a good. I don't know.
Mm.
It's you can kind of a lot of the time like you can just sit down in the grass and have a laugh or whatever.
Well,
You
I feel
don't
like
have
our
to be-
interests in the last couple of years have shifted quite towards that, like stand-up comedy. Like we've
Yeah,
always
yeah.
been
Yeah,
interested in
that's
it,
true.
but now we're talking about like, oh, we should
Man, I've
like
always
do
been
some of that
mad
and
into
stuff, you
stand-up
know.
comedy. Fucking-
Oh yeah, you've always been really into it, but I like.
I was. Yeah,
It's only the last like 2 or 3 years where I've been like, I actually want to try that.
It is though
you know?
weird to see fucking comedy in a tent where it's like, you know, he
Yeah.
has to like Russell Howard is going way further than he goes. Like he's actually quite a clean comic, you know.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah, he
But
is.
he's just going way further into pussy and masturbating material and fucking just like and just shouting the whole time because he has to like get like and like Because I watch a lot of comedians talk about bullshit and on like Joe Rogan Experience and all that stuff.
Yeah,
so, like,
yeah.
You can like I've heard them talk about those type of crowds, so it's interesting then to see him do it.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
feel like
He
normal
fucking-
stand-up
But
comedy.
he killed as well.
did kill.
Like, he
That's the
absolutely
thing, though.
killed.
He
And it can
properly
be
killed.
hard.
Here's
at
the thing.
festivals.
Here's the thing. I've been to see a couple of comedians live. If they're even half decent, they'll be like, you will laugh
Yeah.
way more than you would if you were sitting at home.
Yeah,
on your own.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
'cause
There's
you're
something
there to
about the
have a good
vibe.
time.
Yeah.
Like I've watched them in the visual, which is actually, I want to say right now, the visual's a great venue to go see a comedy show.
Chairs are shit though.
The chairs are shit,
Yeah.
but you can go buy yourself 2 little beers and you go sit down
Yeah.
and drink them.
You
and
can buy
the guy
yourself
can
2
be-
little beers for €6.
Yeah.
You fucking
€6.
rich cunt.
But yeah, and he's right there, like in the visual.
It is very
you're right
intimate
there.
in the visual. Like there's no, the stage isn't raised at all.
You can
It's-
see the look of pure disgust on the face of the person who walks out, which fucking happened the last time I went there.
Yeah.
I feel right. So real quick, I just want to like describe you two to the listeners of the Translation Podcast, assuming that there has been
Translation podcast.
translation loss. Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
I'm never gonna get that right, guys. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm fucking.
I think that just means you need to take another shot pretty
I
soon.
should take another shot, but while before I take another shot, let me just describe what the two members of the Translation Lost podcast look like
This is interesting.
in
We
real
didn't
life,
have
because
this.
all you ever see are their faces, listeners. You know, all you ever see is their faces attached to a little movie poster, and it looks really great. You know, I think that's a cool part of the show,
thank
guys.
you very
being
much.
honest.
Thank you.
Here's
Takes
what the
so
two
much
boys look like. Fucking Brian, old Breen. Breen looks like a GA player that lost it, you know? Fucking like he was good at one point, and like he played county under 16, but then like he gave up on it, and he's fucking just a mess now, like, you know? But
I feel
at
like we
one
might as
point
well
he had
finish
it,
this
you know?
room here.
Yeah, that's true. We may as well. And then fucking Dara looks like he used to sell gear, and now he's just bored as fuck, and he's like, oh man, I should probably go back to selling gear. Like, if I'm being honest with myself, I was way happier when I sold heroin. So, so just if you imagine that on top of those faces, you already know that's the two boys.
All right, 2 more shots going
Here we
down.
go. 3. Thank you very much.
2 real shots.
Shut the fuck up, Brian. I'm trying to be included here.
Jesus Christ.
Kind of disappointed now that all the Captain Morgan's gone, because I genuinely do love Captain Morgan's.
Yeah.
But I feel like
You're a fucking
this
alcoholic.
episode is about to get much worse.
If you like entertainment, please stop listening.
We're not even half an hour in.
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus
beautiful.
Christ almighty.
I'm actually way later than I expected. to be.
Yeah,
This-
I'm-
What time
I'm-
is it? What time of the day is it?
I
Brian?
forgot to pee
It's
before that.
Brian, this is relevant to listeners. It's 9:05 at night right now.
Yeah, it's 9:05.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys are
This is
pretty
fucking-
drunk for 9:05.
Yeah, this is
No.
they're 11. We're about to finish these beers. Actually, Brian just finished his.
No, I still have my full one because you were like,
Yeah.
you went to get 2 more beers and you were like, "Will I get you one?" And I was like, "Yeah," because I always say yeah. But I had like a full one.
This is because you're talking too much, man. You should be drinking.
No,
I fucking. That's not how podcast works.
you're right. We should sit here in silence for a bit and
Just
just
fucking
pound
drink.
beers.
That's just,
Alright.
it's great to hear.
Wait,
it's
but-
great to hear things like that
Also-
you said, like sound bites
Um,
from situations we'd be in outside of here. You just being like, now shut the fuck up and drink. Oh, wait, no.
That doesn't work.
Um,
But also, real quick, Brian, would you please shut the fuck up and down that beer?
Down that
live
beer.
on podcast.
Oh, it's a
That's
full
terrible for
beer,
the
man.
podcast.
Right,
though. No
it's
one
not
can
though,
see
because
it.
me and Dara will sing a downing a beer song
Yeah,
while you're doing
yeah.
it.
But
All right,
like,
go right. Just do it.
I've only got so many beers.
We like to drink. With
Just
Brian.
really quick,
really
quick,
Brian is-
'cause
I don't know that song.
I don't know that
drink,
song
bro.
either. Don't do it.
Picnic. Are you done talking about
Yeah,
picnic?
yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. There's
Yeah.
too
All right,
much
I'm gonna
that.
down a beer and then take a break and go piss.
Okay.
Well, you
Or-
should have done it while we hyped it up. What the
whatever.
fuck, man?
Whatever. And then we're gonna come back and I'll talk about my week. There's gonna be more breaks this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to pee too.
Because pissing is a
honest.
thing that happens when you're drinking. I'm really sorry for anyone who was looking forward to this.
Oh man.
But also, I don't
so
regret it. This is
Okay.
great. I'm having a great
Here
time.
we go. Down, 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 down,
We
down.
like to drink
There's
with
so
Brian,
much
'cause
beer
Brian
in
is an
that
alcoholic.
bottle.
I don't know.
Brian, my goodness, why do we
Oh
encourage
shit! Look at
this
those spikes
thing?
for those downs.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Ooh,
All right, well, look, he's
ooh.
about to
You
down
got
it.
some good
He did
slurpy
it. Oh,
sounds
he's
there.
so slurpy. Oh,
Ah,
you
there
can
we
tell
go.
that you can. Alright, I'm not gonna say that.
Oh, we're back.
There we go.
You are retarded.
Man, every week,
No.
every time we pause, I'm always like,
How do you record again?
how do we
Yeah.
start recording again? Do we
I
press
told
play
you.
or
I
record?
fucking told you.
You told
asked
me, and I didn't listen.
Oh, we were just.
I legit just, you said words, and they went in one ear and out the other. That's what happened. Man. I
we were
apologize.
sitting
Son of a
here
bitch.
so long. That's one of the longer breaks we've ever taken
I'm
for those
fucking
sitting
glad
at
to know
home.
that.
It was like
because
10,
I-
it was like at
it was-
most 10 minutes.
It was 15 minutes, bro.
15
I'm
minutes.
glad for you to tell me that because I thought that you guys take that long breaks.
No, we really
normally.
don't. We
No.
pee and we get.
Yeah.
I get another
Fuck
drink
that.
and
Yeah.
we go.
That's
Yeah.
too long.
Every now and then someone needs to shit, but it's
Yeah.
it's rare. Yeah,
I don't think that's ever happened.
I think it may have happened to me
Probably.
Yeah.
Have you ever
yeah,
stopped the show because someone needed to wank though? Or
Every day.
every
Every
no, we,
single
we,
time.
we go before we start. Man, I'm so
Oh,
sorry
did
we
you-
didn't
oh,
invite you this
what?
time. Oh,
That's the reason why we're not recording every day because
Man,
the
that's
other
why I wanted to
19
get on the
days.
show.
it was just for that communal wank.
I wanted to get on the show because I thought the three of us before the show will have a wank so we get it out of us. And we'll all get together.
No,
and
And
after-
later we'll all cross streams.
Yeah,
I-
after
I
this
kinda-
we're gonna
I
cross
ki-
streams
I
though, so
kinda-
it's all good.
I felt like I was gonna shoot the farthest, and then and you two would be impressed. Like you'd be, oh, Finn's cum shot is so powerful.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
we
so
just started recording.
that's it.
again.
That's it for picnic talk.
Yeah. So how was your fucking week, Brian?
Boring.
No.
It was really good. Spider-Man came out. That's
Oh,
the most
yes.
recent thing that I've done.
We have not played that somehow tonight. We will.
Oh, we
later.
will. We will. You
We will.
will. Yeah,
I
definitely.
knew we wouldn't until we finished this little podcast.
I said to Finn at one point, "Do you want to turn it on?" And he was like, "No, I want to wait until we finish the podcast," which is a
better
good,
shout. Yeah.
better shout.
Yeah.
Might be a
I
little bit too drunk to swing, you know.
I
Like
went-
They say
I
you
went-
shouldn't drunk and swing. You know what I'm saying?
You shouldn't drunken swing.
I think they have fucking advertisements about that, bro.
I went into town yesterday. I did like everything I had to do this week. At the start of the week, I got everything I had to do done.
Nice.
Got really lucky. Didn't have to go to any meetings that originally were scheduled for this week. They were pushed back.
Dope.
And Friday I was entirely free, which is yesterday, when we're recording this. So Friday morning I went and got my pre-order. I pre-ordered it. I went and got it. Spider-Man. Stop making faces at me, Finn. I went and got Spider-Man. Put it in. Waited an hour for updates and stuff because that's what we do now with video games.
Yeah.
And then just played Spider-Man for 12 hours. And then I
You're
woke
the only
up
person
today.
I know with that same like consistent drive to enjoy the same one type of entertainment. Most
Yeah.
people are way too ADHD to stay on one type of entertainment.
It gets
for that
better. I
long.
woke up today and I was like, I've got like several hours before we have to record, like go get Dara and record the podcast. So I played it for another like 7 hours today.
Nice, oh my
I
God.
am just one mission away from the last mission, I'm pretty sure. That
Fuck,
game's
yeah.
fucking fantastic.
Can you pass me the dick opener real quick?
That game is like, it's one of the best superhero games I've ever played.
Wow.
It's the
That,
best
did you
Spider-Man.
fucking see that?
Oh, wow.
Oh my fucking!
wow.
For the listeners, this is never going to be explained well enough for you to get the hype. I'm after getting out of this, but I just opened my bottle with a fucking bottle opener. The bottle cap bounces off of the fucking wooden table.
Don't hit the table, it like resonates through the
Yeah,
mic.
Sorry about that, listeners. Okay, it bounced off the fucking table and bounced into a shot glass where it barely fits at all. That was
Yeah.
a perfect bounce. It can
It is-
barely fit. It doesn't reach the bottom.
Yeah,
it
it
doesn't
really,
reach the bottom.
It is really impressive.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's an
Gotta
incredible
love
trophy.
moments like them.
Yeah, where there's no video.
There's so many costumes. That's my driving thing in the Spider-Man game.
It's such a weird thing that you love so much in video
Yeah.
games that I could not give less of a
I
fuck
like to
about.
dress up my dolls, Dara.
like, Like-
Yeah.
You know, when I
When-
play Dark Souls, it's just an excuse for me to dress up my doll.
see, when I used to play Batman, the Batman games
Hmm.
with Harry, the only time I'd ever like use those fucking suits or whatever is I would like occasionally put him in like the 1966 Batman suit
Yeah.
and just go around and just brutally pummel all of the criminals I would find. And it
there's-
looked funny.
The thing with Spider-Man is, in Batman, when like the cutscenes play, he's still in the regular Batman suit
Yeah.
from the game.
Yeah.
That's not the case in Spider-Man. In
Nice.
Spider-Man, he's in whatever suit you're currently wearing. So at the start, pretty much at the start of the game, you get the option to choose between the new one with the white. That's on the cover. You've probably seen it. He's got like the white
Yeah, I've seen
spider.
that one. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
pretty cool.
That's like the Avengers one, right?
I think it
Yeah,
doesn't. No,
kind-
no.
it's
That
kind of-
Homecoming is in it.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's one that I play very, very.
That's a good one because it's very close to the
It's very
the
close
original,
to the classic, but
very
it's got
classic.
those black accents that are
Yeah.
really nice.
I don't know
Yeah.
why.
And the
people
red
don't
is on the
just-
more like pink side of red, and
It's
it
got
looks
the
better.
web wings, man. I love
don't
the
know
web
why.
It doesn't
wings.
have the web wings.
What?
No,
Fuck that.
it didn't have
shit.
them in Homecoming.
It did. It
No,
does.
no, it did. I
yes,
just watched
definitely does.
Homecoming.
It 100% does.
I think
There's
it
a
does.
scene
It does.
in which they
Does
are a
it?
plot point.
Really?
Yeah, the whole time
you
he
missed it
doesn't
'cause
know
you're a
what
plot
they're
point-
for. He doesn't know what they're there for, and then he uses them to glide.
If you missed it while it's a plot point, you are actually an alcoholic.
I
And I don't know if the listeners of this show know.
might just
if
be-
all of them know. Brian drinks 7 days a week. Brian is.
Are you
has
sure
such
that's
a
not
problem.
Infinity War?
I'm certain it's not Infinity War.
How do I not remember? I watched that in Japan.
Wait, is
And
it Civil War?
no, it's not.
It's not Civil War.
It
I've
could be
seen
Civil
all
War.
these movies
Yeah.
so many times. I
I-
know. Trust me.
Yeah.
It is. That's
it's
crazy.
Homecoming. He goes up to save the fucking people in his
Yeah.
class or whatever.
And
And
for-
they're at the top of that big tower thing, and then he has to like loop around the helicopter for some reason, and then he glides down
Yeah.
the bottom.
And
Oh,
for the
yeah.
listeners of this
Yes.
show
Thank
that
you.
don't know, Dara is a fucking nerd. So
No, thank you for actually like being like
that's
it's this
accurate
scene.
information.
Now I know.
Right there. I know.
Yeah, you can pick between their new suit and the classic suit, which their classic suit is a slight alteration on the classic Spider-Man suit. So I've been playing the whole game as that classic Spider-Man suit because I just want to make it known right now that the like original
Yeah,
Spider-Man
that's the
design
best. Yes.
is one of the best character designs
Yes.
that has ever
Yeah.
existed.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like I do understand why because it's good
I don't
colors.
know why they don't
and-
use that suit for every fucking movie or
Oh,
anything
it's
they
so
do.
fucking
It's
good.
amazing. It looks
the,
so good.
the original suit design is so good.
And they tried to change it, and when they originally changed it to the black suit, for a second, people were like, "We fucking love that," and then they were like, "People like it so much, we make it the permanent suit." And they tried it for like 6 months, and people were like,
Yeah.
"Fuck off! Give me that red and blue back in my life."
Yeah.
And
And
people demanded that much, and you're making a movie out of it. Why don't you?
but one of
take
the most fun things about the game is as you level up and gain XP,
Mm-hmm.
you unlock new suits to buy,
Ah.
and it's just seeing what suits that they've put into the game. I think just as a minor spoiler, skip like a minute ahead if you don't want to hear this. It's just a suit that's in the game.
Wait a second.
It's one suit that's in the game, like stuff like the suit where Ghost Rider. It was like a Ghost Rider Spider-Man crossover, and there was Ghost Spider,
Right.
and it's like a white Spider-Man suit with like the spider on it, but it's
Yeah.
like he's got toes,
Right.
and his head is a skull, and it's on fire with blue.
What?
Like that's in the game.
That's
That's
insane.
the one that I've most recently
Right.
unlocked.
Do you remember the fucking Dante's
I
Inferno?
need to get a little bit closer.
Yeah, do you remember the Dante's Inferno fucking...
I remember
do you
Dante's Inferno
The
very
alternate
well.
suit in that? What was that? Was that fucking Ghost Rider? Did they put... Was that the alternate suit in...
No way, was it?
Was it... Wait, no.
It's been.
Was it Dead Space?
It might have been Dead Space. I can't fucking remember.
There was...
I haven't played that game since you left it at my house, and I beat it all in one
That's
day.
got to be like 8 years ago as well.
And like I don't even think we drank at that point
yeah, we didn't drink when we played Dante's.
because we were like kids.
Yeah.
We,
Although
we didn't start drinking
did
until
have-
we were like
wait,
16.
We did have one night, right, where me, Brian, and old Evan McGayface, that's a friend of ours.
Shout out to Evan. He watches
his
every
real,
episode.
His
Yeah,
real
he's
second
the
name,
fucking
I
bomb.
swear
He
to
is the bomb.
fucking God, for the listeners of the show, I swear to God, his real second name is McGayface. And he fucking...
This is unfortunate because I don't want to
Wait,
correct with his
shh.
real surname.
Right, so
No,
fucking-
that's really funny.
That's
you
his
weren't
real
around
second name.
back in the day.
So we had me, Brian, and Evan McGayface. We had a couple of shots.
I'm
We were
sorry,
drinking
Evan.
mad shots. We drank probably 40 shots, starting with Red Thunder. I think we drank 6 cans worth of Red Thunder in
Oh
shots.
yeah.
Right. right? Then we
These
got...
weren't alcoholic at
Yeah,
all.
yeah, right. There was no alcohol involved. We were like 15 years old, right? And then that's when Evan stopped because he was like, "Fuck it, I'm done now," right? Then me and Brian broke out a bottle of Diet Coke, a 2 liter of Diet
Beautiful.
Pepsi, fucking Pepsi Max, right?
Pepsi Max, beautiful.
And we drank
Horrible
2
drink. I
liters
can't
of
drink it
Pepsi
anymore.
Max
I
in
can't.
shots. In shots, we drank 2 liters of Pepsi Max, and then we broke out a bottle of Sprite between us.
Oh my god.
We finished that, and I went and got sick. And then when I went and got sick, Brian was like, "Oh fuck!" And Brian went and got sick because no one does that. No one's out there drinking fucking 2 liters in shots.
No one's out there
I
trying
can't
to
drink-
overdose on sugar.
Yeah,
I was here the other night and I had like rum, but I didn't have any like Diet Coke, which is what I drink with rum. I drink rum and Diet Coke.
because you need to. You know what I'm saying? You know, for the listeners of this show that don't know, like Brian's like a fucking burger from a heart attack. You know what I'm saying?
I drink.
It's only because we love you, Brian.
I would never say it if I wasn't afraid of you dying, bro, because I love you.
At most, I drink like 2 nights a week.
Yeah. He drinks 2 nights a week, but he eats like 15 times a day, bro. This motherfucker. If you saw him on the beach, you would try to roll him back into the water. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, fuck. That's a thing that I've done this week.
What?
I have not eaten meat at all.
Oh, that's right,
yeah,
you fucking
You're weak.
nutcase.
You're weak.
Yeah, I have not eaten meat at all this week. I've cut it out. I want to do it until the 3rd of October. I almost caved today because I thought maybe it would make me not cool. But
Can
then
I-
I realized that caving would make me not cool.
Can I just
so
can I just say that what this proves so far is that you are more of an alcoholic than you are a fatty, because we tried to do a fucking sober month and you quit after like a week
Yeah, that's true, actually.
before
Wait.
my very eyes.
When was this?
After this podcast one night, you talked on the podcast about how you were doing a sober month, and then later that night you had a rum and coke.
Because you're drinking, and you're thinking like, oh man.
Wait. I feel like for context, do people know that at one
It
point
would be
you're-
really easy to be sober, because life is like I'm just happy right now, and then you get sober, and then you realize, oh wait, life is just a series of catastrophes.
Oh, look at that! I'm not happy. I'm drunk.
But do people know that you're? Do people know your alias of Big Fat Drunk Brian, or is that unknown to this podcast?
That was unknown to this podcast
Unknown to
until
this
this
podcast
minute.
until
But we're
now.
not cutting it because
Right. So like
I will
that-
say
that's
I've
why
lost
there-
3
that's why
pounds
there is
this
a
week.
debate. That
So
is
Well
the
done.
point of why there
we
is
just
a-
want to be fat. We don't. We just want to be drunk.
we
Brian.
just want to be fat. That's what Brian just said. But anyway,
I'd
fucking-
take it.
that-
I would be fat if it
Because you
wasn't
didn't explain.
a health risk.
Real quick, Brian, you didn't explain why there was a debate at all going as to if you were more fat or drunk. You just started debating as to whether you were more fat or drunk.
You're just like, yeah, I totally see the need for this discussion. Let's get into it.
Fucking listeners of this show are like, I wonder what more problems Brian has.
He can't get it up either.
I swear to God, I'm the new researcher of this show,
Sorry.
and Ali just said that to me. She just said that to me before this podcast started. She was like, Finn, can you talk to Brian? He can't get it up anymore. And I just want the best for him. Because she's a nice lady.
What are you trying to imply
not
between
trying to imply
the
none.
employees of Translation
I'm
Lost?
not.
Are you trying to imply that there's some kind of relationship going
I
on
would-
between
I think-
two
I-
employees
Bro, I
of the
think-
Translation
And
I
Lost?
think your researcher is about to me too you, bro.
Okay, I feel like I need to give context at this point. In case I feel like it's pretty much
It's
It's
pretty
obvious
well
enough.
known.
it's pretty well known. But me and the research rally have been going out for like 5 years. There's no Me Too happening. It would have happened by now.
Yeah. Well,
Unless she's just afraid.
oh,
she could just be
She
afraid.
could just be afraid.
Actually,
Ali's
she
real
looks pretty
quiet.
afraid.
She's real quiet. I bet
looks
she wouldn't
pretty
say
afraid,
anything.
So another thing I did this week.
Okay.
Spider-Man's great. 10 out of 10. Would be my game of the year if Red Dead Redemption wasn't coming out this year, which I'm.
That's a weird
You
thing
fucking
to say.
said that about God
God
of
of
War.
War.
He says that all
Yeah.
the time.
Yep.
No, but
Brian is
talks
all
mad
about
shit.
big claims. Big
no,
claims.
no. Because God of War was really great, and I was like, God of War would be my game of the year. But Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out this year, and I know that's going to be my game of the year.
It might not even be good.
It definitely will be.
Fuck.
Because of their track record. Like,
Yeah, Rockstar are good.
yeah. Like, there's no way it's not going to be. But then Spider-Man comes out, and I'm like, oh, Spider-Man I enjoyed more than God of War. It would be my game of the year if Red Dead Redemption 2 wasn't coming out. It makes sense.
What do you enjoy more, right? What do you enjoy more, right? You've been drinking all night.
Yeah.
And you wake up in the morning, you feel terrible inside. Your ma's already after making a coffee. You know, it's like when you go downstairs, it's already there.
That never
And you
happens.
Never, like Ali's after making you a coffee. She's at, never happens. Either.
Never happens.
You have no good women in your life.
Ali will make me a coffee if I ask her, but
I
like,
mean,
if
that
I don't
bitch needs
ask
to get in
her,
line,
she.
you know? I mean, no. You wake up early, right, and you're feeling terrible. You go, Ali, please, baby.
Okay.
Make me a coffee, right? And she goes down there. She makes you a coffee, right? And you go down, expecting to roll yourself a fag. Once you get to the coffee, boom, she's already rolled you a fag.
I never smoke in the morning.
You're really derailing this hypothetical.
You ruined it. Oh, I'm so sorry. I should never have done that.
Yeah, don't do that. No, it doesn't. I don't think it sounds that bad.
Right. So
Sorry if it does to anyone who's listening.
That was a little table slam.
Check out the podcast next week.
Man, you used to say that smoking a fag in the morning after a coffee is the best thing in the world. So now
it was, and then I just fell off that train.
Fuck you for not telling me when that happened.
Look,
so I wouldn't come up with this fucking bullshit hypothetical.
I'm sorry.
You have to learn with Brian that he is going to claim that everything under the red sun is the best thing in the world at some point or another.
No.
And be like, I don't even like that.
Yeah.
That is not true.
I have never been into
No,
that
but
shit,
you're
man.
a worse
don't know me at all.
flip-flopper than Hillary Clinton. Easy.
That is not true, Dara.
It is 100%
You're full of shit.
true.
Give me
I'm the only sober one here.
give me
When you
26
say
examples.
sober.
I'm
So
more
Dara,
sober.
give me 24 examples right now of that happening.
Yo, Brian, give me 24 push-ups right now.
That's not happening.
It's not good for mass
We were
material,
talking.
sorry.
Remember when we were
I haven't been
talking
eating
about
any
the
meat,
podcast?
if
so
we-
all my muscles
bro,
are small.
If you got a video podcast going,
a push-up
Oh
battle.
yeah,
a
for sure.
push-up
yeah.
contest would be
Push-up
that
contest.
would be entertaining.
I would
as fuck.
fucking destroy you in a push-up contest.
Whoa.
I would just like to say
Whoa.
there are not
Wait a
many
second.
things
Whoa.
in life that I go into confident enough to say I will win that. Brian, I will beat you in a
Wait a
push-up
second. Wait,
contest.
I was
Brian's got
not
muscles in his
challenging
heart.
you.
Wait.
agree.
I'm challenging
I
you,
agree.
bitch.
I would not-
I'm challenging you.
I would
Wait.
definitely lose that push-up competition.
Do you know how much muscle feeding food that Brian eats more than you?
Dara, I got back from the last thing I did in the summer, I went to Japan and I came back, and between like me going to Japan and now, I had gained like 10 pounds.
When you say
wow.
10, 12,
I mean like
12
10.
easy.
No, 10.
No, 12.
Really, man? I
12?
haven't even noticed.
20.
No, definitely
No,
10.
no, I'm being nice. I'm saying 12, but I mean 25. Easy. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? You look disgusting. What are you fucking saying?
I've lost so much weight.
What are you talking about?
The last
What,
two
bro?
Can I just say?
Bro.
Can I just say? All of this joking aside, your weight does fluctuate, and I never notice it happening by looking at you. I feel like I see you
It's because
too
he
regularly.
lies a lot, too.
It's
You know
gone
what I'm
down.
saying? It's because he lies a
This is
lot.
the worst.
Can I just
He
say?
is the worst.
I think I said months.
I'm pointing
and
at
months
Finn.
and
He is the worst.
Months ago. I think I said it. I think I may have said it to you at the time when when Usheen did the fill-in episode. That I was like, no, you should wait until Brian is there, so you and I can just gang up.
Do you know what's really funny? My dad, he doesn't really listen to the pod. He listens to it every now and again. But he knows all my friends quite well.
He's
and
a good man.
I said to
Very
him
good.
today, I was like, oh yeah, Finn's going to be on the podcast. And my dad was like, really? Like, are you sure that's a good idea? Why? Because my dad knows you're a fucking lunatic.
Gary knows the sus.
My
Guy knows what's
cool
up.
man.
Anyway,
Brian's dad is such a cool man.
we've been talking-
One second. Right,
Okay.
so Brian's dad is such a cool guy that when I go to the library to print off stuff, motherfucker gives me for free just because he
Yeah.
knows me. He's cool. Like
You know what's cool about that too is he comes back here and he's like, I saw Finn today, and he's looking good.
he's
looking happier, he's
important
looking well,
papers
you know?
going.
Another thing I did while you were all at picnic and stuff, I watched the entire first and a half season. I have to move away from the mic to burp. The entire first and a half season of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Oh wow!
Why?
Why'd you do that, Brian?
What the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
My Ali,
Anna.
my girlfriend,
Is it good?
her brother
Israel
is a big Star Trek fan, and he let us stay in his house
But is it
in
good?
Japan
might
really
actually be
graciously. I'll get to that in a minute. He let us stay in his house very graciously in Japan, and it was really fun, and he was really cool. And I was like, I'm going to give Star Trek the chance that I never gave it. But I'm going to skip the original series because I've watched a bit of that, and I feel like it's too old at this point for me coming in to get it. So I watched The Next Generation, and I've watched a season and a half.
Mhm.
Yeah. That show's great.
See, you should have just told me if it was good when I asked you. You fucking bored
We're
the
doing a
shit out of me.
podcast.
Bro, you bored the shit out of me with that story
What?
about your
Oh
brother.
my
What
God.
the fuck was
It's
that?
not his
man?
brother.
Yeah, it was his
We
sister's
know
brother.
him so well.
No, his sister's brother. Man, by that I meant his girlfriend's brother. To be honest.
So listen,
Yeah.
about that show. Which
Yeah.
one is that? The one with Patrick Stewart?
Yes.
Yeah,
He's great. He's
I've
great.
always
Yeah.
assumed that if any of them were to be good, it would be the one that had
It's-
Patrick
it's
Stewart.
I like
young
the
Patrick
universe.
Because you don't. You know what I hate? I hate seeing.
He's not that young in it. He's still balding.
Young
He's
for
still,
us,
but no,
though.
younger because I hate
got
seeing.
grey hair.
What I hate is I hate seeing old as fuck Patrick Stewart beat the fuck out of an alien. I'm like, you couldn't do that. You're too
Yeah.
old and frail. I
Yeah.
don't believe.
But
you.
anyway, yeah, it's a good show. I
Alright.
can see there's a reason that show had such an effect on people. That's
Yeah.
now to be fair, I've been watching it in the background while I do other shit,
Yeah,
and it's perfect for that.
yeah.
You don't want to sit down and watch it, because maybe you'll get sick of it after an episode, because each episode's like 50 minutes long.
Yeah.
That's a good show to put on in the
How many
background.
minutes do you think you would give that show? Honestly, Dara.
Man. You
This
see,
is a
the
question
this
for
is the-
Dara. Just.
this is
See, the thing with
problem
it as
that
well-
is that I watch a lot. The majority of stuff I watch, I will watch on my own, and I will not watch like while doing another thing. I will
Yeah,
just be
that's-
watching it.
yeah.
And if
Yeah.
something like
You
that.
just
I think
watch
you
it
wouldn't
straight,
like it.
yeah,
I'd
right?
say I'd probably give it like 10 to 15 minutes.
I was
and-
about to, I was about to say 4 to 8, right? Like it's
Oh,
like
no,
you
no,
want to
and-
give it a chance,
and
yeah,
like-
but you would turn it off, right?
It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
totally understandable that like you would,
Yeah.
because it's an old show, and like
Yeah.
a lot of that special effect shit doesn't look
yeah,
good.
yeah,
and
hold
it
up.
doesn't.
Yeah, it
But-
hasn't got a lot of upsides. That's the thing.
the actual universe-
It's basically just shit. And I don't know why the fuck you would watch a season and a half of it.
It was
so-
on Netflix, and I needed a show.
Yeah,
but also, it's not shit. It's a
Bored
good
as
show.
fuck.
It's a good show. and
Nah,
they're-
look, I can definitely see the appeal of it.
the
I know fucking
characters,
Brendan
the
loved
characters
it when
are
he was
really
young.
good.
I loved it when my
Um,
dad was watching it.
can
I
I-
thought it was cool back then when it was on TV. When it,
I loved it when I love the characters. I like following the characters. Data, the android,
Day is cool
he's really good.
because
and-
he doesn't have emotions, but he kind of does.
But he wants to figure out what
Every
the
now
fuck
and
the deal
again,
is.
that-
The recent episode I watched, like the most recent one I watched, was him trying to figure out like what is comedy.
yeah.
And from the point of view of an
Yeah.
android, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Because what
But-
is
but
comedy?
every-
Like
but
what's
he-
funny?
But he
No.
breaks character all the time and will just have a little emotion.
Oh yeah.
Like his, the whole point of him is that he doesn't have emotions, and that would be the main story behind talking to him whenever any character talks to him. But then you break it at the end with, "I have a little bit of emotion," you know, like then you'd be like, "Dara, I don't know what you should do. I feel nothing, but also I wish the best for you," and that'd be the end of it.
Yeah,
like,
but-
fucking,
That's his thing. And from watching like the first season of it, I feel like that's not a fault of the actor. That is the writing. And it's really interesting.
Definitely.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that the universe of Star Trek is cooler than the universe of Star Wars.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't like. I never really cared for either, but now that I think I'm leaning more towards Star Trek. I've seen every Star Wars movie.
I'll go
I
out
don't-
on a limb
Star
and
Trek's
say
better.
that without watching Star Trek one time, I will assume in the fucking billion seasons that they're on, they managed to create a couple things that were better than the load of fucking tripe that those 6-star. And I've heard in recent times Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
I was thinking of Star Bars, and they're delicious.
They are delicious.
Unlike the first Star Wars.
Better than Star Wars.
So I've heard in recent times they made some good films, and I believe it. I do believe. But
They
those
did.
six films are the one I can't, and they're shit. They're all trash, and I believe that there's no chance Star Trek couldn't have made a lot better. They made so much shit. They made too much shit to not make something better than those Star Wars.
Those 6 films are all trash, and one of them is trash, but a little bit better than
Yeah,
trash.
the fifth one.
The fifth one.
Yeah. Number no, it's not the
Number
fifth one.
5, episode
It's
5.
the second
The
one.
second one.
is still not great, but a little bit better.
It's not a good
you know?
film. It's better than all the rest.
And if anyone I'm gonna, because
It's like
I've been
it's-
drinking. If anyone thinks that any of the Star Wars movies are good, fight me.
I maintain.
No, The Last Jedi.
I maintain that fucking Empire Strikes Back, the 5th or 2nd one, is not a good film, but I do think it's a good script. I think they took a pretty bland, boring idea from the first one, and then they were like, let's see if we can add some stakes to this, and I think they did.
Kind of feels like they made the worst of a good thing. You know?
Yeah, to be honest.
I really like the universe of Star Wars and the like
I
diesel
don't know
punk.
what's good about it though. Like,
See, what I like-
I've done like the deep dives on like the wiki and like what reading. This is all the shit that's been like declared non-canon now
Yeah.
since the new
Yeah,
movies
yeah,
came out.
yeah.
But all that stuff was cool.
All the legends.
I liked a lot of that. I read a comic once that was about new sign-ups to the
Empire.
stormtroopers.
Oh yeah.
And it's like a bunch of different races and like aliens and shit. Like just trying to like get through the boot camp.
Yeah.
And that was a really good comic.
See, that's the shit that I
But that's all not canon anymore.
When I was young, I used to love all that shit, the, like side comics and stuff. All of those characters, right, to me anyway, were just leaps and bounds more interesting than the characters you see in the films. I feel like they started off, they were like, this is this universe that exists. And
Like
then a whole
Boba
bunch
Fett.
of other people came in and they were like, oh, here's some really cool characters who exist in that universe. And then they were like, actually, none of those do exist. We're just going to stick with those original
I
few.
have one more thing in my week, and then we're going to
Take another break.
take a break and go to emails.
why would we take a break?
Because I have to pee. I
I
watched.
can do
That's
with
weak,
piss
man.
as
We
well.
peed at the last.
Yeah, I've been drinking. I watched my favorite movie
Oh yeah.
that I've just watched and realized is my favorite movie.
Your favorite movie changes all the time.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Man,
What is it now?
What is it's always shit as well. That's the thing with this guy. Nah, I'm fucking right. It's not always shit.
Gangs of New York. Martin Scorsese.
He didn't
You
see
piece
it.
of
He
shit.
didn't see it. He
You
didn't
swapped
see
our
it. He
beers.
didn't see it.
Gangs of New York by Martin Scorsese.
Yes.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Daniel
I went to
Day-Lewis.
watch that a few times.
It's on Netflix now.
Also,
Yeah.
You have Netflix. You also have Netflix because you're on my Netflix
but
now
also,
too.
Austin, who we suspect may have killed himself tonight. We suspect that.
Our hearts go out.
Our hearts and prayers and other
Our condolences to his family.
condolences to his family and also his. Yeah, just
You're
like
with
all of
Scampers
them.
now.
Just
Sorry.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
kinda dark.
Oh!
He can. Yeah, sorry.
that's
I
his
hope.
dead dog.
I know. I'm sorry.
I
I love
hope-
Scampers. He was a fucking treasure.
Rest in peace, Scampers. We loved you more than Austin.
Oh.
Oh my god.
And also
That
a
got
quick
so much
goodbye.
darker
A
than
quick
I-
goodbye.
How?
Well, no, because he's dead. Because he's dead.
That's true. He is dead, and you'll
Yeah.
never know that. Like I loved him more than his dog. Really.
No, well, I like this dog a lot. It's hard. If I have to pick between the two, that was a good dog.
His dog was fucking adorable. He used to snore in the
was
middle of
very
the day.
lazy. It was
the middle
very
of the
lazy.
day, that dog would
Very
snore. It
lazy
was-
dog.
Rest in peace,
fantastic.
Scampers.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
But,
Campbell. Also awesome.
Also, Austin too.
What about him though? What were we talking?
He had
about
no
before?
plans
I
for
probably-
tonight,
you,
though.
You
so.
mentioned that he's probably
Yeah.
killed himself, and then you.
No, but there was we were talking about a thing that reminded.
Gangs of New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been suggesting that I watch
Yeah,
that
yeah,
for the
he's
last
right.
like 5 years.
He's
I
right.
haven't made my way to it.
Me and my dad. I
And
sat
now
down
he's
with my
dead,
dad.
so it's pretty sad.
You should do it in his honor.
I really should watch it in his honor at this point. Like,
I got some beers and I was like, that's a dad and beer movie. Like I feel Gangs of New York, Martin Scorsese movie.
Yeah.
We both sat down and watched it, and we both came away from it like, wow, that movie.
yeah.
Daniel Day-Lewis, just as his character, the world that they build up in that movie, it's just a great movie. It's very long. You might like it because you work throughout the day and you want something to watch.
Yeah.
That will kill a lot
You'd
of
be
fucking
surprised,
time.
man. Fucking these days, it's not so easy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Today, for
It's been
example.
busy or
Not even that it's been busy, but just today, fucking.
Is this something you can talk about on the podcast? Just
Oh yeah,
okay,
absolutely,
good.
yeah. But just the like one of the owners drove past at like 9:30 in the morning, like half an hour after I opened up, and then he rang me, being like, "Dara, you can't just be sitting there. You have to do stuff." And so he gave me like a whole list of shit to do for the whole day.
All right, we'll talk about that
And
after the episode because that's bullshit. But
I
anyway,
know, like I got it to an extent, but it's just unfortunate that I'm still very tired from picnic.
yeah,
Right. So are we gonna break?
We're gonna take a little break and then we'll be back with the emails, and I will be ready to
Savage.
play you a beautiful song.
Whoop.
It's the most beautiful version of this song that's
Straight
ever
from the
happened.
heart, Brian.
It's just a fucking E chord. It is just an E chord. Emails. Woo! Feel like I fucked that up a little bit.
No, man,
that
that
was
was
fine.
definitely the best emails theme.
Pass this guitar to
So
Sarah.
far.
Put it down next to you. All right. So we've got an email here from
A
Barry.
word from Barry, ladies
From
and gentlemen.
Barry.
I haven't sampled that bit I made him say last time yet.
So you know Barry.
I know Barry. Of course, I know Barry.
Who the fuck
Everyone
is Barry?
listening to this should know Barry because
Yeah,
he was
he's
on the last episode and he
yeah.
did a fucking fantastic
He
job.
did, yeah.
Shout out
Shout
to
out,
Barry,
Barry.
for being a great guy.
He is a fucking prick.
Oh no, I haven't talked to Barry in a while.
No, it was lovely. It was
I hadn't
really
talked
nice
to him in
seeing
a
Barry.
while since he came here,
Mm.
and we had a great night, and he was really fun.
Mm.
A lot of fun to hang out with. Hopefully, we get to do it again soon. And he gets to come on the podcast again. So Barry says, "Esteemed colleagues, thanks yet again for having me on last week. I'm still pleased that you even asked, and I really enjoy that night of recording. That's
Thanks,
good.
but no thanks. Am I right?
The people at Translation Lost Podcast would like to extend our greatest thank you to Barry for being on the podcast
Yeah.
on such short notice as well.
It was
I
very
feel like
short
it was
notice.
quite short
Yeah.
notice,
Yeah.
and it was really cool. So he says, I've also been greatly enjoying the Infinity Stone ring that Dara got for me. Naturally admiring its tacky glamour has me wondering how I might use a fully functioning version. I feel like with mind plus soul plus reality and maybe a lick of power to get the engine running, you could make an entirely new people from scratch, based on a mental template. Why abduct children when you can just invent an overpowered OC and breathe them into existence as your best friend?
Wow.
So, as someone who has created something like 300 characters, it's an appealing thought. Yeah, Barry writes a lot and
Yeah.
is very good at it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Can I just say, I'm sorry, but normally I'd butt in with things to say, but I'm just watching you try to read this email. It's pretty funny.
It's so hard. It is so fucking hard.
little drunker than usual.
Oh, no. No drunker than usual. Also, I would like space because I hate rushing to places, but that's more mundane. Yeah, space seems like the most handy one.
Yeah.
It's like, I got to be here in 5 minutes. Boom.
Yeah, you just make
I'm
portal
there.
or whatever. Yeah.
And so my question this week is, how would you use the Infinity Gauntlet? Bonus points for combining 2 or more stones towards a specific idea.
Ooh.
Any suggestion is better than Thanos' fucking stupid idea. Go to school, Thanos. Thank you very much, Barry. Great email
Yeah,
as
very
always.
good email and a good question.
Good question.
I
Yeah.
don't know what that ring does.
Everything, anything, and everything.
Anything you want.
So basically,
I just
it's
wanna-
not a ring, by the way. So the actual thing is a gauntlet, and it's
Full
got
of jewels.
the fucking Soul Stone, Power Stone. There's like 5 of them. I can never remember
Right,
what they all
so
are.
I can do anything I want.
Yeah.
Pretty much, it just bends the fabric of
I
reality.
want to preface this by saying that I don't really know what all the stones are either.
There's hang on, let me see if I can remember them all. Okay, Time Stone, Soul Stone, Power Stone, fucking Mind Stone. I think is one of them.
Mind.
And then there's the Tesseract. I don't know what that is. I think that has a name, but I don't know what it is. I think that's the space one. Yeah.
I do know all of them, and I've just realized that because of Marvel vs. Capcom, a fighting game
yeah.
where the stones play a part.
Nice.
But I don't know what they all do.
Everything.
Everything. You can
Exactly
do anything.
as it says on the tin, Brian. You know, you have the time stone, you can fuck with time. You have the space stone, you can fuck with space. You have the soul stone.
So
you can fuck
basically,
with
all
people.
together,
I
you
think-
can you can do whatever
I
you
think
want.
I would
Yeah.
use maybe like 2 or 3 stones up in trying to eat a little roast beef out of Dua Lipa's pussy. And I think that would take a maybe 3 stones.
Well, let's discuss that. What stones
Right.
would that take, right?
Soul
The
stone.
mind-
stone,
Soul stone.
soul stone,
Mind,
mind.
power.
Time
What?
stone?
Which one
I
makes
don't think
things out of
power. I
nothing?
don't think power. I think
Which
that's
one-
space. Space makes shit.
Oh, you gotta
Yeah,
fit it in
yeah.
there too, so
Right,
that's
time-
definitely
time-
gonna.
Yeah.
Is the time stone? Time stone.
Time stone is one
You
of
gotta
them.
Because I have to find a time where me and Dua Lipa match up, which is gonna be rare.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or just find, find like 20 minutes that she's got nothing to do.
Yeah. But also she's mad into getting a roast beef
Yeah,
shoved into her, you know.
Find 20 minutes that she's really, really bored and insanely horny.
Yeah, and also like has a beef lust, you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Yeah,
interesting.
I think I might use a couple of stones towards that. How many stones does that leave me with?
Uh,
Only a couple, like.
that leaves you with the power stone.
What does the power stone do? Space?
It's
no,
like-
power stone is like it makes
Generates
you-
energy,
Yeah,
basically.
generates
Generates energy. What else have we got?
The
dude.
Tesseract, which is like a
Space.
that's
the
the space one. No, you're using that. Hang on. Then
I think
you're using soul, fucking mind.
I think
and time.
what I think I would do is I would eat roast beef out of Dua Lipa's pussy on the moon. And then I would just do it all at once, really, you know, and just fucking see it all.
Cover all bases.
Yeah. So
I only need to use one stone, really,
Real, yeah.
because I have no like greater machinations. You know, I don't feel like I need to change the world. I would just give myself a bunch of money, and just enjoy like the next, hopefully 60 years.
I genuinely thought that you were going to say beer. I 100% thought that you were gonna go beer.
You fucking alcoholic.
I 50% thought that. The other 50% was like, you can get a bunch of money and then you could have all the beer you want.
See, I feel like Barry has in mind, I don't know, maybe he doesn't, but some way of changing the world for the better or whatever. I don't think any of us are interested in that at all.
I don't think we want to do that because I think that falls a little bit too into like political talk.
You know what I'm saying? I
We don't
wanna
do that
talk
on this
about, like,
podcast.
having
Too many podcasts
a
do
nice
political
life.
talk. I feel like we're gonna just stay away from that.
I would probably just want to abuse the fuck out of the time stone, really.
Yeah, right.
I would love to speed up my working days and slow
Yeah.
down my time off.
No, you don't want to do that because that's Click, the
That's
movie.
like the movie.
The movie with
Yeah,
Adam
but-
Sandler at the end, he realizes
but
that he speed
no.
up through all the mundane things in life, and then he has nothing to look back on.
Yeah, but no. He kept clicking, and then the click just started clicking automatically.
Yeah,
So
the
if we
time
ha-
stone doesn't do that.
Yeah, no,
I'm in
I
control
would
of
skip
it.
past a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go see my
No,
nanny.
you-
Honestly, I want to go see her, and I want to be like, I saw her before she died. But I also want to speed through that shit.
Yeah, I
you
don't
know
want to
what I'm
sit
saying?
in the room.
I don't have to live through it, you know? I just want to fucking have said I did it, you know?
That is horrible.
I
But
love
it's-
my granny.
all my granny. No,
Oh my god, if my
no,
nanny heard
my
that, I
granny.
would
One of my
cry.
grannies is dead. The other one is not dead, and I'd like to see her again.
I
I don't want to. I don't want to speed through that. I don't want to speed through
No.
that.
What else would I use? What else have you got? You've got like the soul stone, whatever. The power stone.
Wait a second,
Like,
real quick. Here's
daylight
a moral,
robbery, I
can
guess.
Can I ask a moral dilemma of this stonage?
Oh, okay.
Right, so if you use one
Okay.
of these stones to grab some pussy,
I
real
knew
quick-
it. I fucking
Right.
No,
knew
that's
it.
not cool.
No,
it's
no, no,
still
yeah,
not
no,
cool.
no, right, yeah, obviously, right. And let me just ask the question: if you use one of these stones
We're just asking questions.
to grab some pussy, right? Also, you treat this woman well. You don't do anything bad, but is it still rape?
Yeah, it is.
I think yeah. It's
I think,
still
I
rape.
think, I think
It's
that's
still
rape.
rape.
right?
Absolutely, it
If
is.
you
It
use
is.
a power stone
Using
to fuck
yeah,
that's
using
rape.
some kind of celestial
Also,
fucking
I think
force.
some of those rapes aren't bad.
Oh
Okay,
no,
wait.
they're all
Oh.
bad.
Wait.
Oh,
Let me
God.
explain.
Oh
real
no,
quick.
I don't think you
No,
should.
I don't know if we should.
no. Let me explain. Right,
Do
and
we have
then
to
you
cut
can
this
decide
whole
to cut
segment?
it.
Do we have to-
then,
The longer this goes
well,
on,
then
the more
how-
I'm thinking about, do we have to cut it?
Look, no, we don't have to cut
There's
it.
definitely
All
not.
we have to do is assert that Translation Lost podcast does not support the claims of this psycho that we have brought into our midst.
Psycho
Alright,
Finn.
well,
Psycho
you put
Finn.
me on your
Psycho
show.
Finn.
You definitely do support the claims of what I'm saying.
We don't support the claims. We can bring you
nah,
in
I
without like just broadcasting your view.
You
That's true,
came
that's
in
true.
here on your own accord. You were staying in Dara's house and you were like, I'm just gonna come to the
I got a lift
podcast.
from your father, you son of a bitch.
You were in the front seat. Right. Thank you,
Re-
Barry.
rest
and
in peace,
sorry.
Austin.
Rest in peace.
Sorry, Dar. Sorry, Barry.
Sorry, Barry.
Thank you so much for your email.
Thanks
It's
for your
always
email.
appreciated.
Thanks for
Please-
last week, man.
Please don't be turned off by this lunatic.
Look, true
Oh,
love.
Oh, okay,
True
that's
love doesn't
getting
get
cut.
alright,
Grabbing the
that's
guitar.
that's an easy cut.
That's getting cut.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, are we back? We're back.
Oh no, it'll just cut that little bit that you
Alright,
said.
okay,
It'll
that's
keep
cool,
the
right.
bit where I said that's cut,
Alright.
so everyone knows that you're. Psych-
All right. Okay.
Right, we're back.
I didn't try to rewrite the song
One
at
sec,
all
one
because I
sec.
haven't thought about it. Oh, you're gonna join in?
We're gonna play
Oh wait,
a
I
solo.
play this too.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, this is gonna sound horrible. Let's do
What
it
is it?
anyway.
What is it?
What
What's
do
the
you
chords?
fucking... You ask me this every time. I tell you every time that I don't know. Just figure it out, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Bullshit for Brian. Bullshit for Brian. Hair like a lion. A curly haired lion. Bullshit for Brian. Bullshit for Brian. No, I'm not lying. Time for bullshit for Brian. Someone smash their guitar, quick! Alright. Oh!
Sorry about that, fellas.
He took it literally.
Oh no, that old guitar that I've had for years
I
fell
caught
on
it,
the
I
floor.
caught it.
Good
It's
thing
fine.
Good thing you
Look at the
specified
bottom.
not the
Actually, look
Spanish
at the bottom of that guitar right now.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
the
yeah,
no,
it's
like the
pretty fucked
actual
up.
like bottom part of it.
Yeah.
Like that.
Like
the-
underneath.
Underneath.
Flip it up.
Like flip it up. It's all like dented in where I've
I'd
dropped
say
it.
that bit's worse. That crack
Really?
there. Well, it's just more noticeable.
Maybe it's less bad
Anyway,
than I thought
doesn't
it was.
matter.
Anyway.
No one can
Actually,
see that
definitely,
guitar.
I didn't-
Who's
I did
bullshit?
not.
Oh my god, this episode is fucking
Man,
wild.
stop talking this. Oh man. That's how you
look,
ruin a
we
song,
don't-
right?
we
Where
don't-
you're like you're
I
halfway
have no
through a
drink.
song, you're
I
like,
have no
this is
drink
bad.
left.
Huh?
I have no drink.
Oh,
my beer
good.
is gone.
I don't really have much bullshit. I got tattoos. That's a thing, I guess.
Oh
I got
yeah,
two
Dara
tattoos.
got some tattoos.
Got 2 little tattoos, 2 little stitch and poke tattoos.
That
Yeah.
should be. You
Got
should
them.
make. You should make the
Ow.
picture for this episode. You should have it.
Yeah,
so
we'll
like,
put
that like
Dara's
half
tattoos
of
will be
it,
there.
what is the normal picture you do, and then also have your tattoos in the picture.
My
What's
That'd
your
be cool.
tattoos?
Sick one. Huh?
What's your tattoos?
Here on my bicep is like to infinity and beyond, but written as the number 2, and then the infinity symbol, the and symbol, and an arrow.
It's almost a mathematical equation.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
crazy. It looks a little hard to figure out. But
I like
kind
it,
of like
though.
that. Yeah.
I
I
like
feel
it.
like the answer could be 4. You know, like if when you
Yeah,
look at
right?
it, like there could be an answer to it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, there definitely could.
it's-
it looks like you could figure it out as an
yeah,
equation or something.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I've always had plans to get tattoos. Kind of pissed that you did it without me.
Without
No,
you.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
The other one I got is a teeny little bat symbol on my
Yeah,
shoulder.
it's cute. It's
And,
a cutie.
yeah, it's got tiny little ears, which I feel like some people have been looking at it and being like, that doesn't look like a bat symbol. Yeah, it does. It looks like the Batman Beyond symbol,
I tell
which
you what, I
I
can
think
just-
is
I can
almost
just
cooler.
Put pictures of
honest.
both in here.
Oh, yeah, that probably could be a good idea. But yeah, so they were fun. Stitch and poke tattoos, for anyone who doesn't know,
Are
is-
silly.
It's when a fucking just someone you know comes around to your gaff.
Now-
Finn is just sitting there watching it happen.
The person
and-
who did it, did they like do they have experience?
Yeah, she's been doing it for a little
she
while.
has experience doing it on herself.
On herself and other people. She a little bit of experience. Like, she has an Instagram. She was just doing it over the
Okay,
course of like
but-
the summer.
That's a really stupid idea.
Well, you see, this is
to
the
just
thing.
get a stitch and poke tattoo.
You
But
just-
it worked out.
Yeah, I
it
think
worked
it worked
out.
out.
It did work
it
out.
was a stupid idea.
But if
though.
you're listening to this podcast and you're like, "Oh, it worked for Dara, it'll probably work for me," it won't won't.
You're not as cool as
You'll
me.
get a skin
whoever you
infection
are. That's the
probably.
problem. You're not as
Whoever
dope.
did it for Dara was just talented enough to make it work.
Yeah.
Don't do that though.
I thought it was grand. So, but do you want to know what the process is? Have I told you?
Yeah, they stick the needle.
So she got like a pencil and a needle and just tied the needle to the end of the pencil with like a shit ton of fucking thread, and then she kept dipping the needle in ink and then just like piercing like deep into my arm.
It is the same
And
way
going around
that
in
Yakuza do tattoos.
Is it?
Yes.
That's cool.
That's
as
where that
fuck.
comes from.
Nice. Apparently, it's supposed to be really painful. I didn't find it that painful until she finished the first one, and then I was like, you know what? Actually, I could do with a break. That's an annoying feeling to just have constantly in your arm. But it was only when it stopped. When it was going on, I didn't really find it that bad. Yeah, it was grand. It was just in my living room. It was real chill. Yeah.
I almost got a tattoo in Japan.
Yeah.
Maybe it would have been stick and poke. I don't know if the parlor we were looking at.
Probably not. I don't know if you were paying for it. Like I paid.
No,
for mine,
there's a lot of places there that do it like that.
Yeah.
Still.
What were
Do
you
you
thinking of
want
getting?
The Godzilla logo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But the only reason I didn't get it was because. Yeah, please, thanks, Finn. The only reason I didn't get. Sorry, Finn's gone to get more beers. Excuse me. The only reason I didn't get it is because we were with other people and I didn't want to like have them waiting around.
Yeah.
But I want to get the Japanese logo of Godzilla
Yeah.
on my arm.
Yeah.
And then I want to turn that into a sleeve of all the different monsters that have been in Godzilla.
Yeah, that's a
throughout
cool
the years.
idea. I like that idea. Yeah, yeah. It was
Because
on
like, why the fuck wouldn't you get tattoos?
like I've got 3 now, but they're all tiny. Like the first tattoo I got, I don't think I even mentioned it at the time.
I have a lot of tiny
like-
ideas that
like
will
that.
probably come first. Yeah, the
Yeah,
4 dots.
it's literally
yeah.
just 4 dots, like
On-
just
on
below
your-
my waistline.
Yeah, right around where your appendix is.
Yeah. And I got those in Amsterdam, and then after
Yeah.
that, I don't know. I just kind of had it in my head that I was like, oh, there's a couple of other little
I
things
think
I'd
at this
like.
point, the next holiday that I do, like if I find somewhere of good repute, I'm probably gonna get a tattoo
It's a pretty
there.
good.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a good holiday thing for some reason. It's
There,
a cool
there's
thing to come back
certain
with.
there's certain family members that are like, don't get tattoos, never. But because there are certain family members that I am very close with that are older,
Yeah.
and they think that tattoo parlors are the same as they were in like the 70s.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, like I got that tattoo in Amsterdam, the tiny little one. It's just 4 dots in like a diamond shape. But I got that in Amsterdam below my waistline specifically because I knew I was going on holiday with my parents and my little brother.
yeah.
And I was
yeah.
like, don't really want them to see it. I feel like they'll say something, even though
Did they see it?
it's kind of for them. No, they didn't. I showed my brother after a few days. I was just like,
What did he think of it?
He was like, oh, cool, because it's a tiny little thing. And since then as well, my sister has gotten a tattoo herself on her ankle of a train. But it's like
I feel
for
like your parents probably won't.
They wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah, they wouldn't
but
give a
I
shit,
still
really.
didn't mention
You
it
still
to
don't
them.
want to?
Yeah, I haven't
yeah.
told them about these ones. I didn't mention this to my Charlotte, my sister.
Hi, Charlotte.
But like,
She's my Charlotte.
no, because I was like on the day of my dad's wedding, which was the day after Electric Picnic. I was dead the entire day. Like I got in the car with them, they drove me down. I passed out in the back seat, and then I was just very, very like non-responsive all day. It was like I wasn't even there. And halfway through, like the earlier part of the day, she was like, "Why didn't you tell me you got a tattoo?" And I was like, "What?" And then I was like, "Oh, you're wearing a fucking t-shirt, Dara. It's
Yeah.
on your bicep." And I was like, "Yeah, fuck, that's right. I did get a tattoo." But it's she was there when I was obsessed with Toy Story, so she gets it.
Dara's a big Toy Story fan.
I am a big Toy Story fan. I love Toy
For
Story.
an adult. For an
He's-
adult.
He's what you would call a buzzhead.
I would say for a child, he's only a middle Toy Story.
Yeah,
fan.
yeah.
I'll tell
For
you
an
right
adult,
now. I'll
number
tell you
one.
right now. Toy Story had the best PS1 game.
Did it?
Toy Story
No.
2.
You're talking such shit. That game sucked.
Ha!
That game actually.
Get
Oh,
the fuck
my.
out of
Over
here.
it.
That
Dude,
game
That
was.
game has no upside. What are you talking about? What's the upside of that game?
You're tiny. You get
That's
to.
my life, bro. It
You
ain't
get,
that
you
fun.
get to be in a big house that's like a house. No, but also it's just a well done platformer game.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's so much worse than Mario.
When's the last time you played it?
Oh, I played it a couple months ago. It sucks.
Where did you play it?
In your house.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
All my PlayStation 3s have been dead for like 2 years.
Alright, well then a couple years ago, dude, it fucking sucks, okay? Mario's way better. Rayman is way better.
Alright.
Fucking, there's a
Yeah,
million better
Mario and
platformers.
Rayman are side-scrolling games. This is a 3D
Yeah,
platformer.
and it's a bad 3D platformer, okay?
No, what?
There's no good 3D platformers.
Oh.
There's games that
Oh my
involve-
god, there's no good Spyro.
Spyro Savage. Okay, Spyro Savage. Spyro
Yeah.
is a million times better than fucking Toy Story 2.
Fucking-
Toy Story 2 fucking sucks.
There's
by
no good 3D
compare them.
platformers.
Compare Toy Story 2 to Spyro right now. Like, honestly.
Yeah, it's worse. Alright.
Oh my god, it's way worse. It's not even comparable. It fucking sucks. Toy Story 2 is shit. Okay, it's not a good game in any way.
Yeah.
You know what I always
alright,
loved
alright.
about
It's just
Spyro?
nostalgic. That's all it is. It's
I always-
nostalgic.
I always liked the, you know, when you go through the little side door and then you're that monkey in the space suit. Do you remember those little bits?
Were
That's
you
the
taking a lot
PS2
of-
ones, and those ones
It
It
suck.
wasn't a PS2. I had
Damn.
it on the Nintendo DS. Or a
Oh,
Nintendo.
now who's now,
Even
Brian?
worse.
Oh, for fuck's
That's
sake.
getting cut.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
why.
that's good. Yeah, that was easy getting cut, if I'm being honest. Well. Why are you even
No,
typing,
that
bro?
one is on the 3DS or the
It wasn't
DS.
S3, it
No
was
one
just
played
the
that
DS.
one because it sucked.
Yeah, well, you know what, Brian?
I'm talking about the first three
This is-
Spyros. The
what?
first three Spyros, and I
You
tell you what,
are an elitist prick. I tried to chime in once, being
Yes.
like, I liked this game when I was young, and you're like, no, fuck that one.
Yeah.
Of all the billion games and all the shit villains I bring here every
Yeah.
week, you're one thing. Sucks.
Honestly, Brian,
that
you
Spyro
did,
game sucks.
honestly,
Yeah,
Brian,
you
you did
fucking
just
suck.
elitist prick him. You did
Oh, he's
just,
leaving.
You
Dara
elitist
is
pricked
leaving.
him. You did, to be fair.
Thank you, Finn.
And he's only making his way over to his jacket, but you did that is incredibly elitist prick to be like, I love that game, but that one that you like, that's for shitheads.
All right.
While you're trying to defend a game that
Yeah.
someone else is telling you sucks.
See, I'm of the opinion that there's only 3 good Spyro games, and that's Spyro 1 through 3.
Brian, you don't know shit about Spyro games, okay? You maybe have played 17 hours of any Spyro game ever. What are you talking about?
Are we gonna end this podcast right now? Like,
We're gonna end this podcast.
Is
in
this
a
the end
fucking
of-
fist
So
fight.
fucking
not
real.
just the
Bro,
end of
you don't know shit
this-
about Spyro, though. If you're being honest, you don't know shit about Spyro. Okay? You might know stuff about retro games in general, but you actually don't know shit about Spyro.
This is getting so bad.
Honestly, admit that. You actually don't know that much about Spyro.
Are you for real?
Yes. Yes as fuck, bro.
Spyro is like one of the games
How
that...
many Spyro games have you cleared?
3! The first 3 on
You
PS1.
haven't. You haven't.
I 100% have.
I believe you.
Yeah. Yeah, I have. I love Spyro. How dare you?
I played a Spyro game. I'm gonna chime in again. You fucking
Which
keep
one-
it
which
zipped
one-
here.
You keep it zipped.
Right?
Whi-
I played a Spyro. I don't fucking know, Brian. Let me get into this story.
you
It's an
get into
incredibly
your
vague
story.
memory.
Okay,
right?
okay,
When I
okay.
lived in Dublin, there was someone who minded us or something. I don't know what the crack was, but we used to go over to their house sometimes and my ma wouldn't be there. And I would play Spyro on their, like, I don't know if it was PS1 or PS2, but it was the only exposure to video games I had as a child that young, when I still lived in Dublin, was just occasionally, like once every few months
Yeah,
probably,
yeah,
playing
yeah.
Spyro. And I was like, this is the shit. This is fucking amazing. And then the rest of my life happened and I didn't get into video games.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a game on demo. Do you remember like PS2 demos?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I had a game on demo and I would have Spyro and I would just play it until I got confused. I didn't even finish
Which
the demo.
Spyro?
The one that me and Roshan got. What was
Enter the Dragon?
Roshan's
The one that I
listening
the one
to this show, so it's not even.
the one that I speed ran and you
Right.
remember when I speed ran it
Enter
and
the
I
Dragon, man. Enter the Dragon.
you
I
can
had that on
glitch your
demo.
way through that fucking game real quick.
I had Enter the Dragon on demo and I never even cleared the demo.
The thing with,
I was retarded with games. I was like fucking. If you
Here's-
saw me playing video games, you'd be like, "That boy has the tism." You know what I'm saying?
that's not gonna
That's
count.
not good,
Whatever.
bro. Easy.
Here's the thing with Spyro Enter the Dragon. It's a bad game, but it was one of the games I had on PS2 when I was a kid. So I fucking love that game
Hey, man,
forever.
what's wrong with that game? You just run around collecting coins.
It's just not it was very rushed.
Boring as
it was,
fuck. Is
It was no. It
3D
was,
platformers all suck. I'm going back to that.
that's
point.
not true. It was rushed in the end of its development, and it's not
Sure.
like there's tons of bugs. Hence why I'm able to beat the game in like a minute or whatever the fuck.
Alright.
You
He
just
says a
jump through
minute,
the
right?
floor.
A minute is what it takes speedrunners to beat this game. It takes Brian 5 minutes to do the same glitch over and over and over until it eventually works.
No, definitely. But there's a reason why it only takes a minute for the best speedrunners to beat it, because they didn't bug test it at all.
It's a fucking...
But
it's the Spyro game that I bought as an adult.
But it's a game. It's a game that I've played so much as a child, and I love it. Like I'm just
clutching this frog right now. This was really hard.
Is this the? I
That
feel like
wasn't a sentence, bro.
No, it wasn't even nearly.
this podcast has just turned into we all hate each other.
Wait.
Isn't that what our friendship was before we started?
No, I love you. I love you both.
I know. There's nothing but love. But
I love you so
Yeah,
much.
man, I'm only having this conversation because no one's messaging me on Facebook.
And I tell you what,
We're talking about.
I feel like the 0.5 episode is doing this podcast with you.
Pardon?
We were friends before this podcast.
Yeah.
We didn't hang out nearly as much as we
Nowhere
do now.
near as often, no.
And now I
no.
realize that you're just a fucking 10 out of 10 guy, man.
Thank you very much. And Finn threw his shoe at you.
Finn threw his shoe
you
at me
said
as I was saying that. You probably heard it on the thing. Man.
It was such a lovely sentiment, though, Brian. It meant the world to me.
I want to close off this short. It's a shorter episode, but we didn't watch a movie.
Oh shit! No way. Oh, we're not in this show, are we? What time are we in it? I thought we were going long today.
We're like an hour and 20 minutes.
We're in the short. Are we in the
For
short?
a point,
to go on
it's a
walk?
0.5
Are we-
episode.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, well, then I'll go
Either
with
we're
that.
finishing here or we're taking another break, and I'm gonna pee and we're gonna
No,
come
I
back.
think
But
we're.
I feel like we've
Yeah,
hit
we
everything.
done? Oh my god.
Um,
I'm sorry.
So are we.
Oh, that's so rad.
I know. To be honest, no. Look, all joking aside, right? For what it's worth, to anyone who's listened this far and might be somewhat offended, this is all in good fun. Like, we're not horrible people.
We are horrible people, really.
We might be somewhere deep down, but on the surface, we're all right.
And that's all that matters.
I know, but in all seriousness, I'm honestly delighted that we got to have you on the show. 'Cause
Yeah.
we've been wanting to for ages, and we've wanted you to for ages because.
And you know what?
There's
I think
always mad crack
I
of
think-
some
I think-
kind.
there's always another 0.5 episode.
There's fucking.
And I feel
loads.
like Finn has made it very clear that he fits in to the 0.5
I
episodes.
feel like Finn.
very well.
I feel like Finn
I
has
do want to
set.
watch a movie at some point.
Oh, yeah,
Finn
we'll do
has
that.
set something of a bar for future guests
Offensive.
that has not
Dude.
been set before. The other guests came in being like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna set the bar in terms of like in-depth analysis of this film," or like, "Oh, I'm gonna set the bar in terms of like my own external interests that I bring to the table and I can discuss." Finn has raised the bar in terms of how fucked up can you get, how awful can you get.
I'm looking at the list right now. There is 4 points in this podcast where we literally have to cut things that Finn has said. So that's great.
Well, I'm glad.
Finn,
I'm glad. I would have been disappointed with less than 3. To be honest.
I want to have Finn back on the podcast. It keeps me on my toes in terms of editing. I feel like this was a good podcast. Sorry for anyone listening at this point. If you haven't clicked off at this point, then it's on you.
Yeah.
basically.
At the start of the podcast, we said we were like 4 beers in. I think we're like 7 now or something.
Oh,
And
we're
like 2
nearly-
shots more as well.
To
Between
each.
3 of us, we've drank 20 beers, and I don't know where they went.
Well, they're gone.
But they're gone.
We're gone on. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks very much for listening. If yous fucking did.
All the links, we're not going to go through all that shit right now.
Yeah.
All the links and stuff are in the
There's a
description.
lot of good stuff all
You'll
on
get it.
social medias.
Actually,
Imagine
you know
yourself.
what? No. Hang on. Sorry.
Check out
I've
Finn's
got- yeah.
SoundCloud.
No, hang
I'll
on.
put a link in the
Hang on.
description for that.
I'm sober here. Let me do a couple quick plugs.
All
All
right.
right. Our ones are the usual Translation Lost Podcast on Facebook, translationlostpod@gmail.com, and @tlostpod on Twitter. But
They're all on screen
but-
and they're in the description
yes,
below.
but
Please subscribe.
our special guest is actually the face behind Translation Lost Ad Monkey on Instagram.
Oh,
So if
shit.
you want to hit him
yes.
up and see some dope ass advertisements for our show, Please do. It's always hilarious.
Translation Lost Ad Monkey.
Yeah,
on Instagram.
yeah.
We'll link that.
We'll link that
too.
We'll also link Finn's SoundCloud because he's got some tunes.
It is a really good.
And
I find myself drunk listening to Finn's SoundCloud quite a bit. Yeah.
Maybe you can just drunk listen to it in person tonight.
Between the two of you, you both have between the two of you, you have a monopoly on my drunk music listening experience.
I will make sure to upload some new ad for Translation Lost now that
Now that it's been called
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Dope. Awesome.
You'll
Look
also write a
forward to
song
it.
about it. For your SoundCloud.
Just imagine yourself on Instagram, you're sad, you're lonely, you're thinking, man, I haven't gotten any pussy in about 8 months, man. And I'm just like, my friends, I feel like they're abandoning me. I feel like they're making plans without me, you know what I'm saying? And then you're like, I wish I made some new friends. I wish they were two young boys that were just so fun with talking about movies and stuff that I wish they were around, you know?
No.
You get on that translation ad monkey and you see the podcast that you need, it links you to YouTube, and you fucking find the new friends that you need because you're lonely, you're sad, you haven't had any pussy in months.
You smell probably.
You
Have a
smell,
shower.
you smell pretty fucking bad, bro. I'm serious about this. Take a shower, and you don't need to smoke a joint before you take that shower.
Just
Look, bro.
enjoy it. It'll be great
It'll
on
be
its own.
fine on its own. It'll be fine, bro. Alright, stop taking so much drugs and start enjoying this podcast.
We are Translation Lost. We will be less likely to be taken down next week.
Rest in peace, the Translation Lost podcast. And Austin.